Good morning. Today is September 12th, and I hope everybody remembered the fallen yesterday. Today we're in local vigilance, and we are doing a pattern sweep. We're going to field test a pair of new digital binoculars. There's kind of an annoying story about that I might tell during the video, but that's basically the plan for today, and we're going to get moving. And we've seen a couple of moose tracks. And again, to beat the dead horse, more moose. Heaven forfend we ever see the actual moose. Their tracks and poo are everywhere, here in Vermont. But with me walking down the trail, talking to myself and a camera, their big ears probably hear me coming. So it is what it is. So, coming down here looking for some element of sign. It'll get easier as we get closer to late October, November, because a lot of the leaves by then will thin out and help with some of the, you can see deeper in, for if nothing else. And if you have the drone in the air, you can see down amongst the toothpicks a bit better. So I guess the big story in the community this week, I forget the woman's name, but apparently she has ties to Todd Standing, and she has been arrested for attempted murder, of all things. Apparently she shot a Luger pistol or Ruger pistol into somebody's tent. Circumstances are, or the facts underlying all the backstory are not known to me, but this popped up on the Facebook circuit yesterday morning, I think, and Twitter too. But I noticed the comment in one person that almost wanted to tie Todd Standing to the murder attempt. And if that was the intent, this is where a cautionary comment is required. Yes, he's a hoaxer. And by all accounts, yes, he's a manipulative, arrogant so-and-so. But that's a long, long step to take before you hit murder or attempted murder. Now, what's going on with her, who knows? But, you know, it's one of these things where a couple of people have their big-footing hall of shame. And the thing about these halls of shame are, the reaction I have when I see one of these things, they all seem to have the same people. You have Justin Smeja, Todd Standing, Biscardi's probably in there, Rick Dyer, and all these people. And it's not new news, but then again, you get some where basically it's little more than somebody's actual enemies list and that kind of childish stuff. And here's the thing. Having been in the community since 2003, you over time get to know things about certain people. And very few and far in between in the community are people that don't have some element of dirt that can be attached to them. So the inherent reaction I have to these halls of shame are, before I look at the actual predictable names on them, as if it's new information, I consider the source. And of the ones I can think of off the top of my head, not a single one of the people running these things would fail would pass a dirt check. They all have dirt of varying severities, but they do. Did I just hear a loud animal noise of some sort, like a snort? Hold that thought, and I'm going to take a break for a second. Okay, regarding the snort, maybe not. I was hoping to see that moose. Although preferably from a distance so it doesn't get grumpy. We are getting close to the rut, and if it's a bull, that could be bad. That would actually be the most dangerous animal out here, minus the now probable mountain lion that roams these parts. And somebody out there is about to say, but you're out there alone. Yeah, I know. I've never had an issue yet. I have bear mace on me. I'm not unarmed. There's no shame in dying and doing what you love to do. But enough philosophy. So back to the halls of shame. I know off the top of my head of 3. There's probably more, but these are the ones I can think of. And they largely have the same people on them. And again, people I've named for the various reasons. I'm not going to go through the list because people that have been in the community for any period of time know the backstory of most of the people that would be on a shame list. But few and far between are folks with shame. I can shuffle through my head right now easily 30, 40 names that I know from the greater, more well-known Bigfooters list, and people I've known of or known for some time. And without a shadow of a doubt, I can throw dirt at any single one of them to varying degrees, where they've done something questionable, they've displayed questionable judgment, or just enough to say, you're probably not the person to be pointing the finger. And that is just something to think about when you see these things. I mean, heck, there's a whole group out there dedicated to nothing more than shaming the people. The singular admin, I'm not going to justify his group by naming his name, but there's a singular admin there who has decided that he is judge and jury of the entire community. And without digging up old dirt, if you knew his dirt and saw him running a hoaxers group, a hoaxers exposed group, you'd laugh your ass off, because his background in that regard is comical. So, again, anytime you run into one of those, it's very healthy to hit that with a grain of salt. Or hell, just back up the whole salt trek. That's about where you are at that point. That is really about all that's going on. Once again, local vigilance is quiet, to my annoyance. And there's a little frog, so at least I saw some element of wildlife. But the time to perk up as far as any potential activity in here probably is not for another month or so. So I will start being in here more often, given the weather shift coming in Vermont in the next few months. And you never know what the COVID situation is going to be up there. Suffice it to say, the travel advisory map that Connecticut has, I check daily, because it literally changes daily. And anyone who's traveling out of Connecticut to any other state beyond, say, New York, further out than that, you pretty much have to check that thing daily, because the only real pattern there's been is that the Northeast has been fairly out of the red, but every other country, it's like blinking lights almost, red to green. So something else to think about. That's about it for this time. Going to be a shorter one, I guess. But that's going to be it, and thanks for watching. Next week we'll probably be back up in Vermont, if I can get some logistics taken care of, and we'll take it from there. Thanks.